Hey guys, me Danny, and today I'm going to be doing a Black Widow 2021 review video. So I've been doing this video for a while now, so I was like, let me do this video because I did see the movie and I like to see it. So this movie came out on July 7th, 2021, so that was on the Thursday, I think. And we watched this on a Friday with my friend, and we went to the cinema. We watched at 6:30, and I think it was 6:30 to 9 something because it's a 2-hour film. So I'm going to do a review. I'm going to talk to you about it. And in the end, I'll just say my own thoughts about it, if I liked it, and I'll rate it. So today I'm going to be wearing this Black Widow t-shirt that I got in Disney Store. So if you guys want to check it out and buy it, you can buy it. I got another one, which is the Red Guardian, but I didn't wear it because I'm not going to wear two things. So this is the Red Guardian one. Sorry, this is the one. But yeah, and this is the extra large, which is nice. And yeah, so I'm going to talk to you about the story. And the plot is Natasha confronts her leader as a conspiracy. So what I'm going to say to you that this is going to show her past, and this is going to show basically her past and what she's going to be. So this is when she was a spy, you know, and stuff like that. So it's basically she's going to deal with her history as a spy, as I mentioned before. You know, she's going to be in this company, so she's going to turn to be a spy, of course, and do missions and stuff like that. And they also there's gonna be broken relationships left before she became an Avenger. So like I said, there's some relationship that she broke and left before she became an Avenger. So this is like a story that will say her past and say now, and you know, throughout. So I'm gonna start in the beginning. So in 1995, I can remember this because it shows a picture and it says a year in Ohio. And then we see these two children. One is a girl and another's a girl. I thought it was one and a boy because I was like, who's that? And then it just shows them in a park, and I think the blonde girl, she tripped over, and the mom came over and she said she had her knee, so she went down to lunch. And then after that, it just basically showed a normal family in Ohio, and explains about the surrogate daughters called Natasha and Yelena Belova. So they're a surrogate daughter, so they're basically adopted. They're surrogate. So they are a normal family, and you can see they're all like having delight. They're just having a dinner, and then the dad comes in and he speaks to the mum about something private, and then, you know, and basically it talks about how they still shield intel because that's the part of the mission. So after that, they started to hurry up and get some stuff because they had to go. And I think the girl, she wanted the book, but she left it, of course. And then they all ran, and because the children don't know what's happening, they're like, oh, what's going on? So they can see this people behind them, and then you find out a shield. So I like this scene because the scene is really cool because it's like with the dad called Alexei. His name is Alexei, but Fedosky or something like that. But there's a part where he's like shooting the plane, and he's getting on top of the plane, so it's for funny. So the mom goes into the plane and she tries to survive the children, so that's what happened. And then so they fly to Cuba. They arrive in Cuba, and they go to this boss. So sorry if I didn't mention this before, but the mum was hurt in this time, so that's why they were like, oh, let's put the coma. And you can see all these soldiers are pushing her out, and they were a bit confused because they were like, oh, what's going to happen to the mum? We don't know if she's going to be alive or not, and stuff like that. So there was the mum go, and they were crying. I think they touched the sister or something, and she said, don't touch the sister, and she starts like to get the gun and do that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then in that moment, I noticed that was Natasha, and I was like, oh yeah, that was Natasha. It was obvious because she had the blue hair, and I was like, I didn't know Natasha had blue hair. I thought she had like red hair. But yeah, but I did like the actress who did Natasha the child. I think they did really good. Like, you wouldn't expect the person to be Natasha until she's done those motives and personality that she does. You wouldn't get it straight away. Anyways, stop going overboard. After that, the dad goes and tells me you're very strong and stuff like that, and then you can find out that they inject the children to sleep, and then they took them to training. So this, to me, when I saw it, I was like, oh, why they're drugging them, why they're taking the training. And I've noticed that they were training to be a spy. So later on, you know. Alexei, he goes to prison in Russia because he stays in prison, and that's what happened to him. We don't know what's going to happen. Will happen more later on. So later on, you'll find out what's going to happen. And then after that, we see Natasha and Yelena in the, what's it called, in the this little cave. It's not cave, it's called a storage. And then you see them getting separated because then they separate them each other, and you can see the one of the boss, I forgot his name is, I'll just say boss because I don't know the name. You can see them putting them together, and as I saw that, I was like really gonna separate the two girls from each other. Do you know how bad that is? What's gonna happen when they can't see each other? Like, it's just horrible. And then this is basically just showing them that they're training them, and then you see Natasha grow into a spy, and you see her, she's killing people, and that she starts to like do some training, do some shooting, and do missions. So in this mission, Natasha, she comes to a mission where she has to bomb. She's supposed to do a mission, so she tells them that she's gonna bomb it. So she bombed one of the boss's daughter, and when you see them blow, you're like, what? Because it's very like interesting. Why would she blow a child like that? And I was like, wow. And it was a very thing that she did that she regretted to do, because she, in that time, she did it because it was a mission. But I think it's a mission. Sorry, I don't know if I'm going wrong. But in that time, there was things they basically mind control her mind to do the things that she wanted to do, because if they don't, then, you know, they will do something bad to them, torture them in a way. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's a very deep. Imagine working in a company and you have to like do these kind of things, and like, that's crazy. Anyways, in 2016, we see Natasha grown. As you can see, she washes her face because I think she's in some area. So Ross, guys know him from Civil War. He's basically he wants to look for her. So she's a fugitive. She's basically for violating the Sokovia Accords. So this is during Civil War. Like, get me wrong. Because when I heard about Sokovia Accords, I was like, yeah, this is a Sokovia Accords, this is the mission thing, the sign thing, the jiggy. So in this, she escapes, and when he tries to find her, her clothes are all gone because that she took, and she was in another boat. So this means that she moved to Norway. So she goes to Norway and stay her life there, basically. And she needs her help from Rick Mason. I think he's the one who's working for the Black Widow. So he's helping her basically to stay there. So when we see her in a caravan, they're talking, and before you see her, she's in a car and she's getting some stuff and something that she got. Then I think he left some stuff to her to see, and that's when we find out. Now we're gonna go to this. Then we're gonna go to Belova. So Belova is one of the family of Natasha. Later on, we'll see that she's her sister. She's still in, of course, and this shows her in a company of the boss. So of course she needs to kill a rogue to come in contact with them. So because they have like a little ejection thing, she was behind her and she's trying to kill her, she couldn't. So she tried to knife her and she tried to save her, but as she's about to remove it from her, the woman basically threw the dust in her face and her mind control just went off. So since this, she just stopped to go to this company more. She got away, and then she sent the antidote to Natasha so she can keep the other Black Widow safe. So she's trying to like send her the antidote and maybe survive the other people, so then they could put the dust on them, and then they can get out of the mind control. Because basically this is about mind control. The boss is mind controlling them to what they want to do. So Natasha is in a caravan and she's having her noodles on what she's doing. And then she was recreating the scene, and after that, the lights gone down. So she wanted to get some gas and she couldn't, so she had to go to the car by herself. And mind this, if this was me, I would never go out in the dark like that, because you don't know what's going on. And I basically would just go to bed. I wouldn't just like forget. In the morning, I'll just get the gas. I wouldn't even forget about it. But like I said, this is a movie, so like I said. So she's gonna get the gas, and after she got the gas, there was a big bomb. And when I saw this, I was like, what is going on? But like, yeah, he bombed her, and she course survived, but she was like nearly end to the bridge and he died, but she got survived. And then later on, I forgot to mention this before, when she was in the working place, they got this person called Taskmaster. Taskmaster is a person that they're like basically like a soldier to look for people and stuff like that. So Taskmaster comes and he goes behind her. So she's thinking, oh, he's going to kill her, but she doesn't. The Taskmaster goes behind the antidote. And she sees it. She's like, okay, I'm going to do this. So she tried to fight him, but he pushed her back. And because he's very strong, he or she or whoever it is the person is. And so after she did that, she tried to get the antidote, but then he pushed her to the river. And when she came out, she got the antidote. So she meets her sister in Budapest. And after that, she arrives there and they have a bigger duel because I think they did not know it until after the sisters. I think they knew, but they were just arguing. And after that, they were talking about how, you know, she got the company and stuff like that, and how she couldn't see Black Widow for a while now. And she's like, oh, you couldn't see me and stuff like that, and you know. Then after that, they got attacked by Black Widows, and so they all try to survive themselves. In this scene, we see her like trying to kill the others Black Widows, and after when she went down, one of them was falling down, and basically one of them had the big hand. The hand had a red thing in it, and the boss, what he did, he looked at it and he basically shut them down like that. How do you do that? How do you just like in your mind just shoot someone? You mind control them to shoot them stuff like that. Like how do you even do that? And like that's just like when I saw that I was like, what? He literally just did that. What? No remorse or nothing. Just like boom. And then they see that they've been mind control. Of course, she saw that because she knows she's been in this place. So after that, they go and see that Alexei, meaning their father's alive. So they go back to Russia to find him because they want to know about the Red Room. And she told Belova, let's go find the Red Room so we can survive the other people. So they go onto the plane. Oh, sorry, before I said that. So then Natasha and Belova goes to Mason, the guy who helped Natasha, to a helicopter so they can go to to get Alexei and talk about the Red Room. So they go there and they arrive at Russia. So when they arrive there, we see a bit of a scene with Alexei, who's arm wrestling them, and then after that, one of them called them in and they gave some letters for him and a hero. So basically, he's like a Red Guardian. He's a superhero, of course. So he's called Red Guardian because he has powers and stuff like that. And then after that, he gets a call from Natasha saying that you should come out or whatever, and then he basically escaped. It did take him a while to escape because Belova, when she was charged shooting a bombing thing, the whole mountain was coming through, so that's why it was hard for them. So they did get Alexei, so they speak to him and told him about the Red Room, and he was like, he didn't want to say it because he was joking around, and he was being funny, and the thing was so funny. Anyways, he explains about how he was in the prison, how he stood there, and how he's a Red Guardian, but they put him into the prison, and he got really upset. And after that, he was like, okay, we can go find Melina, and they were like, oh, I thought our mother was dead. Why would you say this? And she was like, oh, she's alive. She's in this place. And he's like, she knows the Red Room. She knows it. So he gave the routine to go to the house. And then after that, we see them like in a big farming thing. And we can see them all there, whatever. Then after that, Melina explains about the farm, how she can mind controls. And she also works for the boss guy. And after that, they sit at the table, talk about it. And then they talk about the past. And Belova wanted the truth, of course. And it showed her that they were not a normal family, that they were doing missions and they did it because of a mission. Sorry about that, guys. So they did it over a mission, and of course that made her very upset. So she went to the room and stayed there. Well, Alexei was there to comfort her. Then Melina, of course, betrayed them, of course. While Black Widow was talking to her, they were doing something, and she was singing with the dad about a song they were singing before, I forgot to mention. Then after that, Melina, she basically betrayed them because she sent the location to where she is to come and get them. So basically, and then we find out that she betrayed all of them. So we see all of them down on the floor. Then she like shoots them, but she don't shoot them. Then she give a dart on them, and then we see that she sends them. So we get to that she goes to the Red River with them, and you know she's surviving them. After that, there was a plan they were supposed to do. So Black Widow dressed up as Melina, and Melina dressed up as Black Widow. So that way that when he sees Melina, he'll trust her in a way. So when they were there, he did see her, and he was like, oh, I knew we would see Natasha. And so Natasha and them switched to interrogate the boss. Because they need the ship for him so they can survive so they can take the ship out to take all of the people from the mind control. So after that, we see a scene where Melina is on the other side and she comes and survives Alexei while she goes to the room to trying to fix the system thing. And while he's there, he was like, oh, okay, I didn't know it was you. And he was doing some speech, which was so funny. After that, she's trying to kill the boss, but she can't because due to a lock they put in every widow, so she can't really control and kill him and everything. So in this, he explains how he controls the worldwide people, how he controls them, and he basically controls their lives and how he can control what we can do. So after that, we then recognize that Antonia is the daughter. Very shocking. So we know that Antonia is the boss's daughter, that she survived from a bomb, and he put a ship in her to make us a soldier. So of course this explains, like, wow, it's very broken. So after that, Natasha breaks her nose to take out the Nassau, to take out the system, and he tried to attack the boss. He gets to survive, but he brought all the other people to attack Black Widow. So after that, Antonio then battles with Alexei, but then it does not go well because, you know, she's very strong, and we find out that she's a soldier. So they put her in a room where she can stay in the locker room thingy. Then after that, Belova, she finds the green dust and she explores everyone, and everyone got over mind control. And then she got the system and trying to log in and get the USB so then she can have for a proof. After that, they all go and they go away. And then after that, when they were bombing, because there was a lot of bombing, they tried to kill the boss, and so Belova just bombed it and everyone got destroyed, and then she fell over, of course. So Natasha survived her, put the life jacket on, and then Jay went, and then she went to fight with Antonio. And then, of course, Melina and Alexei were in the plane, of course. So after that, while they were fighting Natasha and Antonio, she put a dust on her. So that way she don't remember, and she was like, oh, just stop and stuff like that. Because before I mentioned it, she basically escaped her because she's like, oh, she's still one of the people, and she don't want to leave them behind. So then, after everyone survived, Belova was alive, and Alexei and whatever, they all went to this big plane came in down, and there was all the other girls, and she gave the ship to Belova so she can show to everyone, basically to take all their memories out. And that's what happened. So Natasha stayed there because of Ross. He was behind her, of course. So he arrested Natasha. And 2 weeks later, we see that we see Natasha with blonde hair. So this is between Infinity War, because I know I can tell from her hair. And it explains how he gave her the ship. That basically will talk about how he gave to Avengers. So I remember this. I was like, oh, I understand. Then after that, we got a post-credit scene. So this post-credit scene is the one where Black Widow's Death Stone is there. So this is, as you guys know, if you guys haven't seen this, please don't watch it. Oh, sorry guys, forgot to mention this. I forgot to say this before I now said it already, but I said just like before you watch it, don't watch this if you haven't seen Black Widow or whatever. But yeah, if you watched it, then good. So I'm so sorry I forgot to mention this. I'm very sorry. But like I said, Black Widow's Death Stone. So this is basically during Infinity War, as you can see. Sorry guys. So this explains about Belova. She comes there with a dog, and she goes to the cave, and she meets up this Valentina girl, and she basically telling her about, oh, you need to hunt Clint down because he was the fault of her death. He was the cause of her death. So of course, the guys all know what happened, and of course it was very interesting, and that's how it ended. And I was like, what? I was like, it better be a second one, you know. But yeah, so that is the ending of my review. It is 18 minutes in I'm talking, but like I said, my thoughts of the whole movie was just very good. I really enjoyed it. I thought the characters in it were very good. I did like the sister. She did make me laugh. And I like the dad. He made me laugh too. I feel like this bring of Natasha's past was very cool and interesting to see, because we never knew about her past. And I never knew she had a family, to be honest with you. But it was very interesting to see her family and how they all put together a relationship and stuff like that. But I really liked it. I did feel sorry for her in a way in the past, because he did mind control everyone. And to like kill someone just by a button, it's just like crazy. Like, how would you do that and just do that? But my rating for this is 10 out of 10. I did like this. I gave 100%. I'll watch it again if I wanted to. I really like this movie. It was so good, and I think that she did a very good job as a solo movie. And I like to say well done for the actress and the character in it. Like, it was so good, and I think it was a very good movie. Like, it was so good. But yeah, that is all I'm gonna say for you guys. So I hope you liked this video. Comment down below what you think. Comment down below what you think. What about the movie? And yeah, so my Instagram and Snapchat will be down below. But yeah, but thank you for listening to my story and my review. Hope you guys like it. And yeah, I'm gonna go now, guys, because I'm tired and I've been talking for a while now. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now. All right then, bye guys.